Okay, folks, here we are tonight for the quad duel here between Muscatine, Bettendorf, PV.
Well, technically, it is not. It is a double duel.
Double
is what this
duel.
is. This is a double duel. You should sit in and do this.
Trying to get the volleyball / wrestling coach to jump in here.
She can do everything. She can announce.
She can do it all. But no girls tonight, just strictly boys, looks like. Davenport West will be teeing off against, I believe, Pleasant Valley. First off, down on the other mat. And, of course, the Muskies are here in front against Bettendorf. And, honestly, out of all the duels that I was kind of, for Muscatine, I really was hoping that Bettendorf was at home. Because I really want to see this Bettendorf team wrestle. And what they got. They have two nationally ranked guys, and they are loaded for bear. So, they've really come a long ways over the last couple years. They got some really stout kids. Spend a lot of time wrestling, and they got a great coach too. So it'll be interesting to see how everything works out. I'm really looking forward to seeing Knight and Trevino wrestle. And some of their bigger guys as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the Muskies match up against them.
Yes, it will.
I mean, the Muskies are a little bit, they're the higher up in their lineup. They got some really good kids. I was at Mount Vernon this past weekend. Their bigger kids did really well. I think they did have 2 champs there. A couple second places, third places as well. And, so they I think they ended up coming home 4th or 5th as a team, which is a step in the right direction from years past at that tournament. It's one of my favorite tournaments to go to. There's a lot of, there's 1A, there's 3A, there's 2A teams there. Mount Vernon's kind of on a different level right now than everybody else. But it was a really neat tournament. Like I said, I know they had 1 champ for sure, maybe 2. And but it'll be curious to see if everybody does wrestle. They had one right in front of you. They had the one with the knee brace. One with the knee brace. Do you know who that is?
That's one of the Frankie boys.
Yeah, Frankie. He ended up winning. And we were like, what is he walking? Because he was walking around like. He was walking around like the Incredible Hulk because it was like, what's going on with him? Does he have some kind of infection on, or something?
Jeez, okay.
Because we were like, oh, what is going on with? Because we knew who he was, and it was just like, and then when he took his shirt off, we were like, oh, he's got like a full upper body brace on, that kind of holds, so he's walking around like Incredible Hulkish type.
Gotcha.
And we couldn't figure out why. And then when he pulled his sweatshirt off to go wrestle, we were like, oh, that explains it. So it's like all the way around his whole chest, and then of course he's got a full-blown knee wrap on, but he still ended up winning. So I mean, he had a really good tournament. Probably the best wrestler on the team, pound for pound. I really do, but I'm not sure what he's got for Bettendorf. So it'll be interesting to see how everything works out there. And I believe Wade got 3rd, I think. Or not Wade. Yeah, I think it was Wade. He got 3rd. Bettendorf, I think, has. I mean, it's going to be hard to get around Waverly and Southeast Polk and some of them schools for 3A. But they have a shot, I think, at especially coming home with a trophy. City High has got a couple transfers coming in from out of state. They got, 2 or 3 really solid kids there, too. So for 3A, Muscatine, I think, can come home with a couple place winners as well. So, it'll be interesting to see how the year goes as after the first of the year when you get your 2 pounds. And that's kind of something maybe not everybody does know. But after the first of the year, you'll get 2 extra pounds. So if you make weight at 175, you can actually wrestle 177 and still be in that weight class. I don't know. I mean, it's just, it's just through the holidays, trying to get through the holidays and manage weight, and it's such a big thing, And
do you have any idea why our meets would not be showing on Track Wrestling?
you have to go to.
I know you have to go
log in.
No, I am logged in.
Okay.
And I'm searching events.
Not it? No.
No, that's in January.
Okay.
I had to find it last time by going all the way back and around and in, and it just doesn't show in normal.
What I knew normally is,
folks, we're trying to help you follow along at home.
Right.
Use Track Wrestling because unfortunately we don't have we don't have rosters or lineups, and the scoreboards aren't crossed, so we can't even tell you how much time or points or anything are going on in the match.
And that's just it's
not sure why, but
right.
that's how they elected to set it up tonight.
Right.
And it was that way last week as well.
Yep.
First times I've ever seen it that way.
Yeah, and it's just one of those deals where it's like, it is what it is, and we'll do the best we can. And so you have to go here.
Yeah, you got to go into the Iowa governing body.
Right, and then you have to hit the OPC, and then go to high school boys, and then you have
Hey, folks, I'll tell you what. When I find this and get to it, I will post it out on the YouTube and Facebook broadcasts so that everybody can follow along.
And this is the this is the kind of somewhat drawback of the sport of wrestling. It's there's really no rhyme or reason, so it's really hard for a guy to set up cameras. And
no, actually, it would be really easy. There's one spot, 2 cameras, and a scoreboard. That's all it takes for us to be able to do this. You just got to know where they're going to be.
Right.
And it's probably, honestly, wrestling, minus the track wrestling thing, which is a complex mess of I don't know whose design.
Yeah.
Minus that, wrestling is quite honestly probably one of the easiest sports that we do.
Really?
You think about it.
You think
all
about
the
it,
action's in one spot all the time.
Right.
It's not like baseball where you've got to cover an acre and a half of ground. And,
So, and I don't even have the. I'm kind of tight because I don't have the IA rankings. IA Wrestle does rankings for high school kids for Iowa, and it's in order to see it, you have to pay the premium price to see them. So, and I get it because they put in a lot of work and have a specific algorithm and everything, that works, and they put in a ton of work. I mean. And they travel everywhere. I mean, last weekend, one of the guys was at Council Bluffs. Another one was in Mount Vernon. So, Mount Vernon, we had number 1 against number 2 at 2 different weights. And so then they video it, and then they post it to their website so that you can see that match even though you weren't there. You know what I mean? So they do a lot of hard work and do a lot of and they don't really get paid for it per se. So the only money that they're getting is that premium service for the rankings and for that type of stuff, but I just can't make myself do it. And I know one of the guys that does it really well.
There we go. We have.
So we're going to get a forfeit at 106 and then a double forfeit at 113. And then.
Oh, unknown. I thought they would bring out masked wrestlers for that.
No.
Is that not a thing?
No, that's not a thing.
I think that should be a new thing.
Right. It should. There you go. And I don't know what weight.
Maybe they should put the coaches in there.
There you go. Let the coaches
No weight
go
class. Just toss the coaches in straight up.
Straight up. I'll take the Bettendorf coach. No offense. I'm sorry. He used to wrestle for the Hawks, so.
Yeah.
But, I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Jake Knight right there. He's all the way up at 126. Wow.
Okay, so we're going to.
Royster's really good. Trevino's really good. That middle of their lineup is really good. Oh, McLeod. McLeod's the one that placed up at Mount Vernon.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
And Wade placed because there's 3 of them back-to-back that were in that third place match. So, and, with Lisbon up there, they're 1A, but they're still Lisbon. I mean, it's they got kids. So, yeah, I didn't realize Knight was that big, 126, because he won it last year at 106. So he put on some weight. So, yeah, the middle of Bettendorf's lineup is going to be their bread and butter all year. So
it looks like the PV West has gotten underway.
And we're starting at 132, it looks like.
No, that's them starting at 132. I heard them, I feel like, earlier say we were starting at 190.
Wow.
I can't see the scoreboard, so well, wait, looks like it says 144.
Yeah, that would be.
Earlier, official walked by and
said. Was there
said.
a forfeit at 132? Nope, there's a match.
No,
so.
and earlier, I don't know why he would have said they were starting at 190, but.
Yeah, and that's.
We'll find out when they hit the mat, right?
Yep, we'll find out. And I don't know what we're waiting on here because they've started down there. And we wrestled West the other night, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so we don't have – it's just us and PV. But they have not wrestled Bettendorf or PV, so they'll have to wrestle them as well.
Yes.
So.
Yep. So basically, West is going to stay over there on that mat. We're going to stay here. And then for the second round, PV and Bettendorf are just going to flip.
Right. And then do PV and Bettendorf wrestle tonight?
Nope.
Oh, pooper scooper.
Nope. See, that's why it's a duel and not a triangular.
Yep.
I was explaining that to Jeremy Drake earlier before. He didn't seem to follow that.
I've never been in a situation like that. You know, normally it's
where you have to explain things to Jeremy Drake itself.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, not on the wrestling mat. I mean,
I am so gonna get beat tomorrow morning.
Not on the mat. He knows his way around the mat, but you know, and it's one of those deals where I don't think I've ever seen a setup like this where it's not a triangle. You know what I mean? And so, but here we go. We're starting out at 144, and this looks to be Gavin Wade against Slade Peterson from Bettendorf. Gavin tries to come in on a quick high crotch and gets countered and reversed and scored on, and so gets the escape. So it's a 2-1.